rocking? Is that 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 rocking?
Welcome to the Rob and Podcast. Rob Sanders,
Where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?
KO Carolina Jackpot Hall,
Bend over and I'll show you. You've got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, Griswold. I wasn't talking to you.
the Rob and KO Podcast.
And welcome in to the Rob and Kale podcast. Thanks for joining the show this evening. My name is Rob Sanders, as I'm here in Columbia, South Carolina, where they don't have a bowl game this year. But the team from the upstate, the mighty Clemson Tigers, will be playing in a bowl game against a shit team from the SEC East. The Jackpot is sporting their mini helmet. So there's that.
First of all, a couple of things I want to say here. First of all, can we say they're from the SEC?
Welcome to the Rob and KO Podcast.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
No, I grabbed the wrong button. I'm sorry. What you got, man?
There's
Did we say they're what?
Rob's audio with the Tourette's. Can we say they're from the SEC East anymore when there is no SEC East?
Well, hold on, sir. They played in the SEC East this year, so it's their final season of being in the East.
Fair enough. I thought that the bowl games didn't matter anyway, so why?
They don't.
Why are you mentioning it? The South Carolina's
Because you and your football team need to know your role.
Because you're a hypocrite.
No, I'm not a hypocrite. I don't give a shit. No, sir. You're painting. You are painting.
Christmas, you're a hypocrite.
Well, first of all, sir, here's the big thing with all that. You can win 6 games and go to a bowl game. A bowl game that doesn't matter, but you can get to actually do some practicing, which your team really fucking needs to do. That's why that portion of the bowl game is important.
Quite honestly, really,
second of all, you can be a 5-7 team with row your boat and go to a bowl game, but not South Carolina because you're a shithole. So we can do this all night, sir. Don't come at me with football stuff because your football program is hot dog water. You have a clown coach where you're losing guys left and right.
I had to put Uncle Lou in his place today on my video, trying to say South Carolina's transfer portal additions in class wasn't good. They're ranked number 7.
I never said your class wasn't good. I said that your team that you have right now is piss. You may be good next year, but you may not.
That's factually inaccurate, but okay. Get away from there. Get off of that.
How am I factually inaccurate?
Get off of that.
Eastern Michigan went to a bowl game and you didn't.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan went to a bowl game and got beat 59-10. I'd rather stay home than do that. Especially when it doesn't matter, as you say.
It doesn't.
It does. You've been talking out of both sides of your mouth.
In the grand scheme of things.
I've about had enough of it.
Okay, well, in the grand scheme of things, the bowl games don't matter, sir.
It doesn't matter. Now you're beating your chest and you're riding Eastern Michigan nuts, of all things. A team that lost by 49 points.
I am showing you where you are in the college football landscape. You are slightly better than Vanderbilt.
I knew you were sad and pathetic, but I didn't realize to the
level. What am I sad and pathetic about? My university owns this fucking state. You're lucky we let you use South Carolina on your uniforms.
No, they
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
The best program in the state.
We are the absolute best program in the state. Furman would have played us; they'd have gotten smoked. No, you beat Furman. You beat Furman. We didn't even have to score an offensive touchdown to beat your team, sir. We didn't even have to. We could have sat there with our quarterback with his dick in his hand and not done anything and still beat you.
Kicker with his little frosty tips, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah.
Mr. Wall. What is it? Michael Wall Street.
It's Weiss.
I tell you what. What was his name in the WW? What was his name?
Erwin R. Shyster.
Fucking IR.
Damn it, get it right.
Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for joining the show here this evening. Normally, Jackpot and I are respectful of each other, but
here's how Clemson's kicker drinks his coffee. Hey, watch out, old Shadow of Death Valley this. He'll be putting it on Twitter and tagging him in it.
By the way, shout out to Shadow of Death Valley for using Jackpot in his video. Holy shit!
Without my permission, by the way, but that's fine.
Well, what? He needs your permission to promote the show because that's what he was doing, sir.
He's not promoting the show. He's making fun of South Carolina, and he's using.
No, he's not. He was promoting the show, sir. You don't understand. That's a good
There
pro.
was not one place in there where he said, "Hey, this is brought to you by the Rob and Kel Show." By the way, no, that's a reach.
That's not a reach.
That's a tremendous reach.
You're on the show, so there you go.
With your little alligator arms.
Yep.
For reach.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit tonight about. We'll talk about the Kentucky game a little bit. Jackpot's over there. He's already got him a Kentucky mini helmet.
I'm starting a collection of them. I got another one coming. It's supposed to be tomorrow, the next day in the mail. People got these for me for Christmas. Not Rob though; he didn't give me a Christmas present. I got him one, but I'm mailing it to him in tomorrow because I was sick. But he didn't get me anything. That's fine now.
Oh, God. Sir, you don't know what I've been dealing with. The wife has been dealing with possible AIDS here. I've been fucking having to be Superman and Super Dad and everything else. I apologize. I was not able to tickle your taint for you.
They didn't stop selling Christmas presents nor. Stop the mail because your wife's dealing with possible AIDS. Sorry.
The wife's been dealing with possible AIDS since October. It's pretty fucking harsh.
This is for the Clemson fans. I'll tell you what teams they are, so y'all probably can't guess. Arkansas there.
Arkansas. Okay.
This is a pretty cool one.
Jesus. What are you, Uncle Lou Light, running around with all your mini helmets now?
I might be. I'm trying to get my collection as big as his. I got a long way to go. There's an alternate, nice-looking Minnesota one. And then you saw the Kentucky one. Rutgers. I ordered Rutgers myself. That's supposed to be coming in the mail the next few days. So we got 6. We're getting there.
Are you like posting them all around the house, or what are we doing here?
These are obscure. I actually, no, I'm going to build a shelf in there for them. Stain it up and all that good stuff. I actually went to buy and send Uncle Lou a Michigan mini helmet. I bought Uncle Lou. What did I buy him? I bought him a UTSA one and sent it to him a couple of years ago because he mentioned he didn't have that one. He mentioned he didn't have Eastern Michigan, and I actually bought him one, or I was going to buy him one, and send it to him. But hell, the shit's like $85 for an Eastern Michigan one, and the reasons why they only had 2 on Amazon or eBay, and one of them was like a little keychain helmet, which is not the thing. And the only Eastern Michigan one they have was like some alternate one they wore in 2018 that's solid green, and the E is like the stars and stripes color. I mean, it's a badass helmet, but
Jackpot. Like no
$100. That's just too much.
You should have just gotten a blank helmet and just wrote E on it for Eastern Michigan. Nobody would have known the fucking difference.
Like arts and crafts.
Yeah, it would have been great. It could have been Jackpot's doing some arts and crafts. That's what it is. Let's shout out to Big John, who's watching over in the comment section. He goes, I have this thing at 24-21 or 21-17. Clemson wins. Carolina Hemorrhoid needs to get his shit together. That's very hurtful, sir. Why are you calling him Carolina Hemorrhoid? That's not fair.
No, it'd be even more amazing and impressive if Big John could spell hemorrhoid correctly.
Yeah.
But shout out to you. Are you named after the pork and beans? You know, they used to have those in the grocery store.
If you're going,
the Big John's pork and beans was in a blue can. It had like a guy on it. It's like a brawny man, but he was clean shaven.
Yeah.
It had some special sauce. I mean, we used to have them when I first started in grocery, and then I was like, thought about them one day, probably a few years ago, and I said, what the fuck ever happened to Big John's pork and beans? Hunt's used to make them. So I Googled them, and they discontinued them back in like 2014.
You're the first person to ever Google Big John's pork and beans. By the way, Jackpot, we have a new rule for this show.
I wasn't because it actually popped up.
Okay, well, fair enough. I think we have a new rule for this show. If you're going to insult someone on the show and do it in the comments section, you need to be able to spell whatever it is that you're fucking using as an insult and spell it correctly. We have earned that.
He was pretty close.
Close is not good enough, sir. If you're going to call somebody a hemorrhoid, at least spell it correctly. You have a phone there. Look it up, for God's sake.
I don't know if any of you guys remember, just for those purposes. Big John's, it was beans and fixins.
Big John's beans and fixins. Okay.
What it means is
I don't even know.
You fixing to blow it up. That's what you fixing
Yeah,
to do.
you fixing
Did you watch the live scratch that I did on Christmas Day?
No, sir. I told you. I've been dealing with the wife having possible AIDS and the holidays and everything else.
Well, actually, it wasn't a live scratch. I taped it. Or I recorded it, but then I posted it right after.
Possible AIDS. Possible AIDS.
The $10 Book of King's Ransom tickets that I made a $60 profit on. But anyway, probably about 2/3 of the way through the book. I mean, it was just total silence. I'd scratched off like 2 tickets, and I just cut this big fart. And I was like, "Oh, guys, excuse me." But anyway, someone had commented on the video that he said I was working out and watching your scratch in the gym. He was walking on treadmill. He said when I cut the big, he was watching this like early this morning, I guess before work. And he said when I cut the big fart, he let out this fucking laugh and just started laughing like a hyena in the gym there. And there was like 3 other people in there, and that was it. And the place was empty and quiet, and they were all like looking at him like he's freaking nuts.
All right, let's. Octavian wants to join the show. You want to bring Octavian on?
Absolutely.
You two can fondle each other. You don't have a bowl game to watch. Octavian, welcome to the program.
Hey, whoa, man. Listen here, I was taking closer until you said that shit there. And I hope Kentucky wins.
Good. I don't. Once again, I personally don't give a fuck what you think. There you go.
Fucking
SEC. He don't care who wins because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I just want the SEC to win the bowl championships.
I don't know with this guy.
I actually was pulling for closer, but since he said it, go SEC and go Kentucky.
Well,
Why
good.
are you pulling for Clemson?
Why would you pull for Kentucky? I mean, didn't they mouth pump you this season?
Yeah,
That's
they did.
Pull for them. I always pull for teams that beat us, so I got a long list of teams I pull for.
But
yeah.
No, that's bullshit, Jackpot. You pull. These are the teams that you pull for. South Carolina and whatever fucking school is playing Clemson. You don't fucking just randomly pull for other fucking teams. Get out of here. No one wants to hear that shit.
That's not true.
Yeah,
That's not correct.
Shit. Shit.
Hey man, Clemson win this game by some kind of a miracle, and it will be some kind of miracle that Clemson wins this game.
It sure as hell would. No, you can't have that.
Lord Jesus. But I just want to be on here because this, these FSU fans have the diarrhea of the mouth, and I just want to put them in their place. Y'all always been sorry. Y'all put your whole season on that transfer portal last year, and it got fucking burnt. You got fucking burnt. You shouldn't.
Octavian. How did Florida do against Florida State? I can't remember.
It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. That should have been in that fucking situation in the first place. They sorry as hell. They should have lost to Clemson. They should have lost to Duke. Those motherfuckers should have been 6-5. They would have a fucking playoff fucking caliber.
6-5. They should have counted one of their games.
But sir, they weren't 6-5. They finished 12-0.
Who gives a shit? They sorry as hell.
They were sorry enough to whip your ass.
Yeah, they whooped us with the help of the referees. Sorry, son of a gun. There's some cheating bastards down there in Tallahassee. Fuck Florida State. Fuck Florida State. Fuck Florida State.
Hey, Octavian, you know what I think's even funnier about Florida State is that sorry-ass second-string quarterback, Rutabaga, or whatever his name is.
Oh, he's going to Valdosta State.
Yeah.
He's going to...
He's one of the main reasons they didn't get into that playoffs because he sucks. And
Yeah, he sucks. Everybody knows they suck. They got the fuck. They got.
Well,
They got
he didn't put any numbers up against your team. That's one thing. He didn't even play in that game against Louisville. But then he goes after he fucks the team by playing shitty as a backup quarterback. Then he goes and dips out and gives the damn transfer portal.
Yeah, he's going to Valdosta State, and they're fighting each other down here and everything. People's leaving. They're going to have 20. They won't even fill a JV. Listen, FSU couldn't even fill a JV football team. They couldn't beat them. They don't have enough players. They're sorry as hell. I've been preaching this since week 1 of this year that Florida State is horrible. It's horrible.
You're in a good position here, Octavian. You can go and support the Georgia Bulldogs. As why not? Why don't you go and support Georgia? There you go.
It pains me to do it, but SEC.
I mean, I'm sure you can. I may get with Uncle Lou and get him to get in on a bedazzled tube top for you that says "Go Georgia," just for you. Make it nice and tight. That way it'll squeeze your nips.
I do.
Oh my God!
What's that kid's name? The quarterback for Florida State. Now, what's his name? Batson or what? What do you know his name, Rob?
The quarterback now.
He looks like a middle schooler with a mullet.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn Block. Yeah, something like that. Look like a.
Oh man, I feel bad. I actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah, they're gonna put him on. They're gonna put him on a stretcher, man. After the game, he's gonna get beat down so bad.
They gonna put him on a scratch him.
They're gonna put him on a stretcher. Yeah.
I thought he said they were going to put him on a scratch on. Like, yeah, they're going to scratch him tickets with jackpot. What's going on here?
Yeah, they're gonna put him on a stretcher, man. They're gonna like I said, FSU is getting donkey fucked Saturday live on ESPN. They're gonna get donkey fucked.
Well, that's good because Florida won't be donkey fucking them for the next
might be a murder
5
on
years
live
or so.
television.
Florida, listen here. Florida's gonna be the state champions next year, buddy. Florida's gonna be the state champs after we beat Miami, UCF, and Florida State. All we can do is just raise the belt up like we John Cena when we beat Batista. Let's give us the belt. Let's give us the damn belt.
All right. Well, shout out to Big John for sending $5 for his spelling error. Thank you, Big John.
Thank you, John.
I like
John Cena beat Batista
in the championship.
Okay.
Jackpot, is your phone that's over there sitting on something? They're sitting having a hard time hearing you.
What is it?
Yeah, is your microphone turned down or something over there? I'm gonna turn you up a little bit over here. They're having a hard time hearing you. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if I can bring you up a little bit more. There we go. Let's try that.
I absolutely adore y'all Clemson fans. I wish I could come. I wish I could come join the SEC. I wish I really could. I wish I could. I would love to have Clemson in the SEC. I would really do.
Yeah, I don't know. Why you want to do that. I mean, your team. You should worry more about your team and the fact that your coach is an idiot.
Oh no! Listen, even if our coach get fired, we're good. We're good. We got DJ Lagway. We got LJ McCray. And if we get all we need is an offensive coach this year, brother, and we high fly, we're gonna be the high flying Gators as we used to be.
I have never heard of any of these women. Are they on the gymnastics team? What's going on here?
You said what?
I've never heard of any of these women. Are they on the gymnastics team?
The women's? No, we have good recruits.
We'll see if
we have good recruits.
I've never heard of any of these women. I was asking if they played or were on your gymnastics team. You guys are great in gymnastics down there.
We is, but we're gonna dominate. We're gonna dominate the SEC next year.
That's a good point. You guys should be good. You got Trevor Etienne. You should be great, right?
Oh, fuck Etienne. Fuck him. Fuck Etienne and fuck Georgia. I hope we get the Nick Chubb treatment when he goes to when they play Tennessee. Fuck Etienne.
Why are you mad at ETN? He was your leading rusher last year.
He is a snake. He's a snake. He's a fucking snake. Fuck him and fuck that dude that went from South Carolina to Georgia too. He's a pussy too. Big pussy. Just want to leave a fucking team and he want to join a super goddamn team. Fuck Georgia.
You're going to be rooting for Georgia on Saturday, though.
Hey, he left South Carolina. He's a football player, and our coaching staff asked him to play football. Imagine that. So he wants to leave.
Let me tell you, Tennessee fans, something. This is definitely going to Dylan Hayes, the Tennessee fan right there that just popped up in that chat. Nico, I'm going to leave you. It's so goddamn sorry. You're going to see what it is tomorrow or whenever they fucking play. When the fucking Iowa Hawkeyes break that toothpick in fucking half. When we get our fucking chance to break that toothpick in half and Neyland Stadium next year, you won't be tearing down. You won't be tearing down a fucking goalpost no more. You'll be tearing down the fucking coach. Tear down his ass because you're gonna be firing his ass in the next 3 or 4 years. So you can forget that.
Well,
Florida owns Tennessee.
Sure. In fairness, sir, did
he say the Iowa Hawkeyes? That's over there near Clemson, ain't it? Star Iowa.
No, well, he was. That's funny. Tennessee job is slowly killing Josh Heupel anyway. If they don't fire him, he may just die.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, they won't be tearing down. They won't be tearing down no more goalposts anytime soon. I'll tell you that. They talk about tearing down the goalposts when they beat us in Alabama this year because they got us back-to-back home games. I say you won't touch a goalpost, you'll be touching your head coach. You'll try to dump his ass in the Tennessee River.
I think Josh Heupel bought the last 2 cases of Big John's beans and fixins that were in existence. Ate them all in one.
I want that Tennessee fan needs to. I want to hear from him. That Dylan Hayes dude. I want him to join this show, and I want him to honestly say that his team can fucking beat the Florida Gators. And I just want to hear it. Because they can't beat us. Every time they mention the word Florida, they're pissing their fucking pants every time we play them.
Usually the biggest shit talkers don't show up on the live feed.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with all that, sir. Octavian hasn't been right on any of this stuff for a while. You know what I'm saying? You realize that, right, Octavian?
That's not true.
What? I have been right. When we beat Tennessee this year, I have been right.
He did in the preseason. He said that Florida was going to lose to the Shamecocks and Arkansas, and he was half right.
Okay, well, we'll give you credit for being half right, sir.
I lost it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you got?
What you said?
Go ahead, man. What you got?
I'm just saying we're going to be state champs. We're going to be 11-2 next year. 11-2 next year, and we're going to make the college football playoffs.
Cool.
Billy Napier will be safe if he gets the right offensive coordinator.
Are y'all going to win, or are you going to lose the SEC championship game?
I don't. I say we. I think we. Listen, to be honest with you, y'all might call me delusional. I think we have a chance to win the SEC next year.
Well, sir, you ought to be able to fire it off right off the bat because you said 11-2. So surely you know who you beating and who you losing to. So you're gonna win the SEC champion. Who are you beating?
We're gonna beat
Alabama. Tennessee.
We're beat Tennessee for sure. We're gonna beat Tennessee. We're gonna beat LSU. LSU, sorry as hell.
I think you beat Tennessee in the regular season, and then I think you beat Tennessee in the SEC championship game. They're my dark horse.
Oh my lord! Are you saying those motherfuckers with that toothpick of a quarterback will make the SEC championship game?
That just makes him more. That just makes him more mobile.
Dude is not even gonna last the whole season. He's not even gonna make this fucking. He's not gonna live past this bowl game.
Are you saying
I
you
was
want
gonna
him?
bring the.
Are you saying you, Octavian? Are you saying you want him to get hurt?
He's not even gonna make past the bowl game. I was gonna bring the pain to his ass like Brock Lesnar. They're gonna bring the pain to his
What's
ass.
Ava gonna do to him?
They're gonna bring the pain to his ass.
Oh,
He's
they're
go-
talking.
there's
They're saying he's gonna light up Iva, and
yeah, yeah. That is right. He's gonna light up Iowa, all right. I was gonna light his ass up.
I don't know. We'll have to
Okay.
see. They got pretty good defense, though. Them Iowa boys.
I was gonna put his ass on the stretcher. They're gonna give him a nice good hit, a nice welcome to college football hit. Clemson, Clemson is my dark horse team to win the championship next year, though. I told Rob this.
You were motherfucking us like 5 minutes ago, man. What the hell? We went from
Yeah,
motherfucking to now we're winning the national title.
yeah,
You were
y'all need to be humble. So y'all gonna lose to Kentucky, but y'all gonna beat Georgia because y'all gonna get humble and motivated to beat Georgia next year.
They
Clemson's
could.
not.
I mean, Clemson
They're
wins
not beating Georgia next
championships,
year.
so they
Sir,
win. They
sir,
win championships up there with
sir,
Iowa.
respectfully, sir,
I'm
sir,
a huge Clemson fan. I don't see them beating Georgia next year. I don't see them.
sir. We have had this conversation. I told you, Clemson is going to beat Georgia by at least 14 points next year, and you can book it.
Okay, sir.
You gotta have faith in Clemson. I have faith in Klubnik to beat Georgia. If they was playing tomorrow, I'll take Clemson to beat Georgia.
Cool. I don't even know where
I
to
have
go
faith
with
in Klubnik to hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Maybe.
that.
Oh
the
man,
thing is that I'm laughing about that, but I would if I woke up like January 3rd or whatever, and it's like, hey, yeah, he's in the portal, I would not be shocked, not one bit.
yep. I would be because man, I think Klubnik is a great quarterback. He just need to get. I think it was just a rough season for him, and
He just needs to
next year
stop throwing so many incompletions and
they're throwing
Yeah.
interceptions.
Stop
throwing
holding on to the fucking ball. That might be a good idea.
like the fourth thing.
But Clemson's offense is gonna be like top 5 next year, man. I honestly believe it, and Clemson's defense is gonna be okay.
Well, I hope they are. I mean, the hell they paying that guy enough money to coach that damn offense. He didn't show.
Clemson's gonna be top
nothing
5.
this year.
Yeah, that was a disappointment to me. There was one thing I was most disappointed about was Clemson's offense because I thought they would blow Florida State out the water. I honestly thought.
Oklahoma State and Texas A&M are throwing hands right now. Well, they
Oh
almost
yeah,
were. It got broken up.
I like
There's almost
when
been some fights in several bowl games. It was almost a fight yesterday in the Texas A&M Rice game. It was them Texas boys were getting after it.
Yeah, I don't. I like it when I like it when they get all pissy like that. It's funny.
A lot of testy fucks in these games.
Ke- who that was? UNLV and Kansas was almost fighting yesterday.
Really?
I say let them fight.
Yeah, let us go down there to Miami and fight the Seminoles and the Georgia Bulldogs. That'll be something.
The last time you squared off with a team from Florida, Central Florida beat your ass after they beat you in a bowl game. You should really be careful.
No, we really want Florida State, and we really want Georgia, and we really want ETN's ass. So yeah, we'll make a little short jump.
East Carolina.
East Carolina.
You said you want Florida State, you want Georgia, and then you said we want East, and I thought you were going to say East Carolina, and I'm like, what did East Carolina ever do to you?
Fuck you. Fuck East Carolina. They're sorry as hell. But anyway, but we want
All right, that should have been good.
Yeah, I really want the University of Georgia and Florida State. If there's some kind of way that we can implement us down there in the Orange Bowl, we'll be glad to play the Georgia Bulldogs. If Florida State though can't fill a football team, and we'll show them what a real football team is going to do to ETN next year when we hit them in the knee about 2 or 3 times.
Why in God's name are you wanting to hit this guy in the knee? What is wrong with you, man?
He's a fucking traitor. He said he was a fucking Gator. He put on his fucking iPads that he was Florida versus everybody. And you fucking trade us. You portray us like that. So from here on out, this off season, our focus is hitting ETA in the knee. Hit him in the knee.
I'm sorry. I mean, leaving Florida and going to the arch rival. That's douchebag 101.
Just distasteful. Just distasteful.
Yeah.
Look at that. Big John's Beans and Fixings with the Josh Harper song. Hey, that's right. Send that to Tennessee. See if they can make a couple bucks off that.
But he's getting Heupel's getting that damn NIL money, man. There you go.
He's getting the NIL money from a company that no longer exists.
From fucking Big John's Beans and Weenies. Well, there you go. All right, Octavian, do you have anything else that you'd like to give us this evening, sir?
I just want to say go SEC. Georgia, fuck yourself. FSU, keep crying, you little pussy ass bitches. And Tennessee, fuck y'all and fuck Nico. And you won't be tearing down no goalposts anytime soon. And fuck Kentucky, fuck LSU, fuck let's see who else. Fuck Missouri too, cause they some sorry sons of bitches too. I hate those motherfuckers.
What about Texas?
Fuck those South Texas eating South Texas state eating motherfuckers. I hate them too. I hate Texas. I
What about
fucking hate them.
Do you hate Central Florida too?
Oh, fuck them too. They're on the schedule, right?
Jumbled up like 30 insults into one sentence. It was great.
Fuck them. And let's see. Fuck Oklahoma too. Fuck Oklahoma, and we don't play South Carolina, so I guess I can root for South Carolina next year. And let's see. LSU is sorry as hell.
What about Vanderbilt?
Fuck Vanderbilt too, because they beat us 2 years ago. Fuck them. And fuck their coach. Fuck their coach, and fuck Arkansas. Fuck Arkansas with Sam Pittman with the nasty tits. Fuck him. And let's see who else. Did I missing it? No, Mississippi State. I fucking love I love Jeff Levy, so I'm gonna leave Mississippi State alone. All Miss got the best fans in the SEC, so I'm gonna leave those guys alone.
Okay.
Who's got the best fans in the SEC?
Go SEC. Go Florida Gators. Fuck Tennessee. Fuck FSU. And fuck Georgia.
Good night, Octavian. All right, well, let's see who this is. Welcome to the program.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I think Trevor Etienne's going to be the best running back we've had since Chubb.
It probably is. I mean, because you had what? Zeus should have been really good, but he was hurt a lot. He got hurt his last year in high school. He never was, I don't think, what they thought he was going to be.
That's kind of, and I'm not trying to be battling with the caller here, but saying anybody's going to be in the area of Chubb is some damn high-ass praise. I mean,
I'm not saying he's wow. Good at Chubb. I'm saying he's the best since Chubb.
Well, I mean, you've got some guys that are playing on Sundays now that played after Chubb. So, I mean, that's and behind that Georgia offensive line, I mean, you should be pretty good too, I would think, right? That's not it's not really a reach, to be honest with you. He'll run behind a better line at Georgia than he did at Florida, and he played really well down there. So, there's that. You're probably right, though.
Yeah.
More I think about it.
I think so. What do you think about Clemson and Kentucky?
Well, we were going to talk about that before Octavian came on and motherfucked everybody. We had about 10 minutes of Octavian just telling everybody and their brother to fuck off. But
doesn't matter. Let's brush it off and talk some Clemson, Kentucky.
So, when I look at that game, I think Clemson's going to be down 5 starters.
Ziggy.
I think that. Oh, I thought Jackpot was saying something to me.
Ziggy.
But I think Clemson's down 5 starters. I think the old baked potato is he's chalking this game up. And I was talking to Big Barney Ross, who I wish was here. I don't know where the hell Big Barney Ross is. We should call Big Barney Ross because he's supposed to be our Kentucky correspondent. It's not like a Bluegrass Sports Media is going to come in here unless Kentucky wins the damn game. His ass will be fucking – he's over the John Calipari, knee pad competition, waiting to lose to St. Peter's again. But I was telling Big Barney Ross that, like, Baked Potato is going to have these guys thinking that Clemson is the biggest game in the history of their existence. Now, Dabo Swinney, he brings his guys out there and he gives them some kind of mojo thinking that this bowl game's great, but they're not, like, in the pit that Kentucky's in. And I think Kentucky will come out inspired. I really do. I don't think the Kentucky offense is going to be worth a shit at all, though. No. Whatever the under is, I would take the under because I don't think the Clemson offense is going to be very good either. But I think the Clemson defense will make enough plays. They'll probably win by a field goal.
Ray Davis doesn't play.
I think it'll be a
low-scoring
game.
I think they're going to have a hard time moving the ball without him.
Well, and it's like all these guys are talking. Like Mickens is coming back for Clemson, and then Xavier Thomas is like, I've only been here for 18 fucking years. I might as well play in the bowl game too. It's like one of those times where you don't want a fucking senior player to play. You know, you've been here long enough, dude. Let somebody else play. Let somebody else get some snaps, for God's sake. But then Dabo Swinney will tell us that he's the best defensive lineman in the history of time, and I don't want to hear that shit. So, what a mess. I got Clemson winning by a field goal. I think it'll be, and I'm not exaggerating here. I think it'll be like 9-6, and they'll be talking about Wise again, about how Wise is the greatest kicker ever. Be the same kind of thing.
I got a little bit more. I think the Taters probably win like 17-10.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of points.
I think it'll be like 17-14.
That's fair. Yeah. Anyway, would you eat Big John's fixins if Josh Heupel told you to? That's the poll question tonight over there. So, I don't know why I put that together. I mean, that may be the next pick for the
The question you got to ask yourself is, how many little Debbies is he going to put in there?
They're not going to let him mess with the beans and fixins. That's a tried and true.
That would be sacrilegious.
So that's not happening.
It seems like every time you look at Josh Heupel, it seems like he's getting fatter and fatter. It's like he's blowing up like a balloon. Eventually, just gonna pop.
I think he might have like one of those little raft inner tubes, that you pump up a raft or like a little ring or something for a kid to play in. He might have one of those actually stuck up his butthole and doesn't know it.
Well, that may be true, but if you've been looking at him lately, I'm not joking. He looks like he's dying. I'm dead serious. He looks like the Tennessee job is killing him.
Shane Beamer, Josh Heupel, and Billy Napier all look like they've aged a lot since 2021.
Yeah.
Well, that should give you an idea of what it's like to be a coach at Tennessee. It literally kills people.
Of course it does. That's why. That's probably why Kiffin left. Kiffin's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. These fucking hillbillies. I'm not dealing with these assholes. You get the hell out of here.
That was probably the smartest coaching decision Kiffin ever made.
You might be right. He may go down there and like tear it up at Ole Miss, or they may end up being the perennial 9-3 team. That's what they may end up being forever.
I feel like remember the team that used to always, like a couple of years ago, Michigan before the cheating stuff come out. Remember the big knock on Michigan, how they would always go 10-2.
Yeah, they were like Penn State. They're like Penn State. Can't beat Ohio State. Can't beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan was couldn't beat Ohio State and then couldn't beat insert team here. Maybe it was like Michigan State or something.
They could be like Florida. They can't beat. Oh, never mind. They can't beat Kentucky. They can't beat Florida State. They don't beat very much of anybody. That wasn't a very good record job.
That, in my opinion, is Lane Kiffin in a shell.
So, I don't know. I mean, as far as that game goes, I think it's going to be low scoring, and we'll see how that works out. I mean, there are other games that are interesting. This Oak State game tonight should be interesting. You got a couple teams here that are. Yeah, I mean,
I think they just scored. They're going to go back and review this thing. That was close.
Yeah, we'll see on that. But Oak State, and they're doing their thing, and then Southern Cal's playing Louisville. There were people online today in my Twitter feed that were like, I'm just rooting for the ACC today. I want Virginia Tech to win, and I want North Carolina to win, and I want Louisville to win. And I'm like, those guys would piss in your mouth.
West Virginia, bro, they dismantled UNC. I mean, they made them look silly. I mean,
they did.
And you could tell West Virginia, I mean, that bowl game meant a lot to them. I mean, they were flying around the ball. I mean, a lot of energy, just every play. North Carolina looked like shit. I mean, very first play, run fake, hit down the sideline, 75-yard touchdown. I'm looking at that. I'm like, why the hell couldn't we have done that? I mean.
It doesn't surprise me, though. North Carolina, to me, they always start out really, really good, and then they turn to shit as the year goes on.
Yep.
To be fair, North Carolina was playing with like a completely different secondary. Not that I'm defending them, because, once again, a loss for an ACC opponent is a win for Clemson. You people running around sucking the SEC dick of my SEC team. You're all sitting around jerking each other off. Y'all all going to be beating each other's meat over Alabama playing. Shows you how fucking ignorant of a fan you are.
But you beat UNC. So if they beat West Virginia and won their bowl game, your win over them
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They piss on us for recruits. I don't understand why people can't get that through your head. You don't cheer for any of these motherfuckers.
To win, though?
No, you don't want them to win shit. You want to be able to go out and say, you know what? Why would you go there?
Clemson can't stand on their own. Clemson can't stand on their own laurels for recruiting players.
Yeah, they don't have to stand on me. We played UNC, so that's going to be great. That makes us look better because they won in the fucking mayonnaise bowl. I don't need any of that shit. It's bullshit.
It's not that they won. It's not that they would have won the mayonnaise bowl. It's that they would have beaten West Virginia, a national brand.
West Virginia's not a national brand. They burn couches in Seabon, Denver.
They absolutely are.
They are not a national brand.
You could go to Australia, and they know what that college is. Oh, that's West Virginia, mate.
They're fucking slightly above being a goddamn community college with a football team. Shut up with that nonsense.
You're dumber than a damn box of hammers.
Take me home to West Virginia, burn some couches, fuck your mama. No one gives a shit about West Virginia. They did beat Clemson by 50. So once again, all these teams that are playing, my team, I don't give a fuck.
I rue the day that happened too, because according to the Clemson man, that's where it all started at.
Yeah, well, and once again, I would value your opinion, but your team has never won shit.
Oh, that's factually inaccurate.
What have you won? What you got, bud?
So, is it wrong for me as a Georgia fan to pull for Michigan? Should I pull for Michigan or should I pull for Alabama?
Well, you shouldn't pull for anybody, in my opinion. But if you're going to pull for somebody, like the Michigan-Alabama game, to me is like, to pull a phrase from the comrade who used to be on the show with us, it's like Osama bin Laden playing Saddam Hussein. It's two fuckos playing, and you hope that they both lose. But if you have to cheer for one or the other, Alabama, like, I don't know how anyone that's not an Alabama fan can cheer for Alabama simply because of the fact that Alabama has a known history of cheating. They forget the Derek Lassick days when they were sucking ass and losing to Hawaii in bowl games. They seem to forget about that. And they lie about the number of national championships they have. How can anyone that's not an Alabama fan be a Bama fan? But then you've got Michigan, who, I shit you not, has James Earl Jones, fucking Darth Vader, doing their goddamn stadium entrance because I guess he went to fucking school there. Tom Brady's an alumni of Michigan. They're known cheaters with the signs and everything else. Not that, I mean, what the fuck ever. I wouldn't root for either one of those assholes. I would hope that they end up in a scoreless tie and in a game that makes Nick Saban retire and fucking Harbaugh has to leave afterwards for cheating or something else. Let them both go. That's how I see it.
I kind of want Georgia to put Nick Saban out the pasture, though. I hope they do it.
Well, I mean, this is something that is going to happen eventually because, Father Time is undefeated. Saban will eventually die. He may die on the sideline. I'm not joking. He's that kind of an ass where he's like, fuck it, I'm never quitting. But he's going to go eventually. But the coach that retires him, it will be interesting to see who it is. So,
well, I'm going to leave you with this. UGA killed Bear Bryant. UGA is probably going to kill Saban. All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Fair.
Brock Lee says, let's
Now
not
back to the
forget
Knicks.
South Carolina. South Carolina beat West Virginia for South Carolina's first bowl win. Yeah, that was
Hey,
weird.
there's-
That was the
Big Barney
last
Ross.
game. Yeah, that was the last game that Bob Fulton called as the voice of the Gamecocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tannehill
no.
fires in the end zone. He's got it to his tight end, Boomer Foster. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
There is no finer gentleman on this planet than Bob Fulton, by the way. I got to work with Bob
Carolina.
Fulton. And
What if Todd Ellis was calling those games in there? Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Tannehill.
bang, bang.
Are you kidding me?
Tommy, stop fucking yourself. We just scored. Nathan asked, would Shane Beamer be hired at any other P5 school outside of South Carolina? He says he's asking for Kale from Simpsonville.
What's that?
Wants to know if Beamer be hired at any other P5 school outside of South Carolina. He's asking for Kale from Simpsonville.
No, probably not.
There's
not.
that. All right,
Virginia Tech doesn't even want him anymore.
All right, let's see here. Rob, as an SEC bias, joins the show. We'll ask you that question. Would Shane Beamer be hired at any other P5 school outside of South Carolina? It's a fair question from Nathan.
Are we talking about right now, or are we talking about back then? Right now, probably
I would
not.
assume that he's
When
talking
it's
about
back-
right now.
Yeah.
One of the big reasons South Carolina hired him is because he was probably the only guy that actually wanted to be there out of all the candidates.
Mm.
So-
I think you hired him because he was cheap, because you fucking don't care about football there. Up until this season, you were paying Don Staley more money than you were paying your football coach. I think that's what it boiled down to.
Well, to be fair,
that could be the case.
she's
They did
done a
have to
better
pay
job.
him. How many millions did they
You're
give him?
absolutely right. Don Staley's a much better coach than Shane Beamer will ever be a football coach. You're absolutely right.
What was
I mean, I
Mustard's
don't
buyout
think
again?
he's going to win national championships. No, so I mean that would be right.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I think a big reason that he came is that he actually wanted to be there, but also that he was cheap.
Of course he wanted to be there. Let's evaluate. Let's evaluate. You could be Lincoln Riley's fucking, or who is it? What's the guy from, not Lincoln Riley. Is it Lincoln Riley? Yeah, Lincoln Riley's fucking tight end coach at Southern Cal and live in California where you're taxed to the end of the world. Or you could go be South Carolina's head coach. I mean, he was born in South Carolina. So, yeah, I mean, it's not really that much of a reach, to be honest with you.
No, and you got to also account for the fact that pretty much every single alumni from one of the best teams at the university vouched for him, which I think is big into the recruitment.
Who gives a shit
it
about all that?
was. I mean that's my thing. They're qualified to be football players. They're qualified to evaluate talent. they're not qualified to hire a football coach. And that's why I said in a video back during the season that, yeah, the 2010 team loved him. Because, look, bro, as much as everybody loves to talk about Steve Spurrier and reminisce about how funny he was with the little quips and the this, that, and the other, from what I understand, I mean, he could be a fucking asshole. And he could get into damn shit. Huh?
Rob, do you ever have any stories about him? You had the credentials,
and
right?
here's my thing.
Wait,
here's my thing. Everybody's got to find somebody to confide in, and there's one in every room. I think Shane Beamer was that guy. I think he was the guy that the players, that the one they turned to, kind of like the big brother type. The one who, let's hold hands, sing Kumbaya. I'm sorry, coach yelled at you. Everything's going to be all right. I love you, man. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I think they liked him so much.
Well, I do also know that Beamer recruited the majority of the players during that era.
Would you agree with that, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, the good cop, bad cop thing, he was the good cop. Is that what you're implying on that front? Yeah, I mean, I would definitely think that was a part of it, and he was also younger. So, I mean, there's that too.
Yeah,
I mean, he could
relate
to them. He knew what he was able to, jive with the kids, I guess is the way to put it there. But look, Steve Spurrier could be an asshole. I was at the press conference when he was lighting up Ron Morris, and he told us, we're not talking to you. Yeah, I mean, he can be a dick.
Tell people, I mean, he's easy to like, but I mean, you can tell he can be a fucking dick. I mean, you don't get where you're at. Kirby Smart's a dick. Nick Saban's a dick. You ever think close to him at practice? He's a dick.
Dicks. It's just the way that it is. But is Steve Spurrier an offensive genius?
Urban Meyer was a dick.
I firmly believe that right now, today, and I'll stand behind this, you could put Steve Spurrier out there with a team of good players. Let's give him, I don't know, Ole Piss's team this year. He could go out there and call plays in a game and win games right now. And he's, 70-something years old? I think he could still go out there and do it. I don't think he could do the recruiting end of it because fuck all that. But if he's like, all right, I've got these guys, he could coach those guys up and get a quarterback ready right now to play a game. I think he could do that. He's that gifted of a coach. Now, is he a dickhead at times? Yes. Does he let certain things go on with his coaching staff that you're like, huh? Yeah, there's two, like, I don't know, Brad Lawing was
Jared impression.
Exactly. Brad Lawing allegedly having sex with Lorenzo Ward's, wife, and
oh God, I thought you were going to say allegedly having sex with Lorenzo Ward.
No, his wife, and having to leave that and go to a lateral move to go somewhere else. And Spurrier was asked about it. He goes, "Well, yeah, he just went down. He got a chance."
Okay, Big John's added over in the comment section again. The glorious, in all caps, news is that the Gamecocks probably can't get a coach that is better than Beamer. Yeah, that's factually inaccurate too. I think we'd all agree. We'd agree right now. Eli Drinkwitz is a better coach than Shane Beamer. You think South Carolina couldn't pull somebody the level of that? Did anyone think that Jed Fish was going to be a home run hire at Arizona? Motherfuckers won like 10 games this year.
Look,
that's almost as much of a luck of the draw type thing as recruiting these damn players is.
Well, and how about this? They were in a handshake deal with Kirby Smart before Georgia hired him. Kirby Smart, but the guys won 2 national titles.
They've also had 2 arguably the greatest coaches of all time in Columbia and
South Carolina.
But I'm just saying, you had that, and what he's saying there makes sense too with the Holtz and Spurrier end of it, where you got 2 guys that have won somewhere else that thought, hey, they could come here and do something. So there's that too. I mean, you can draw people there, but I think the Board of Trustees fucks South Carolina over with a lot of different things, and I think that until you have a mentality of football is everything, which I just don't quite believe they have it. I think the fan base wants it, but I don't think the Board of Trustees does. and
I don't
they
think
need
the
some
power.
luck,
I
too.
don't think the powers that be give a fuck.
You're right, exactly. At least I'm
Like
not the one.
not about football, you mean?
Which is
Right. I mean, you need that story like Dabo Sweeney has, where he talks about C.J. Spiller's pro day and how it rained, and he went to that board of trustees with a tear in his eye and said, "Look what we did to C.J. We made him work out for that NFL team in the rain. We have to have an indoor practice facility. We have to have this. We have to have that. Do you want to win? Do you want to beat those sons of bitches from Columbia? Then you build me a practice facility."
who did he go to?
Valley?
Who did he go to with a tear in his eye for them to build the playground?
Terry Don Phillips and everybody else. He went there and said, "You build me these things, and I will get people here. And once I get people here, the championships will come." And you know what? They did. That's what you got to have at South Carolina. Now, maybe not. Maybe you can't find the next Dabo Sweeney, but maybe you can find you a tough as nails motherfucker that's like, "Look, I'm not putting my guys out there."
Well, you can't beat
what's
them
crazy to
stuff
me, Rob?
nowadays.
I'll tell you what's crazy to me. Just the pure football resources, the buildings, the architecture that South Carolina has matches up anywhere in the country.
I agree with you on that. If you've been to the football facility and I've been down there and it's top notch. It's beautiful. Now the stuff, they could do some work on Williams-Brice.
Now, have you been this year?
Yeah, I mean they've done a lot. I mean, it used to be, and when Jackpot and I were kids, and I was in the stadium selling Cokes for my ROTC Cadet Corps. I mean, it was literally the concrete palace. You walked outside, there were no palm trees, there were none of that shit. They've made it a lot better, okay? And
I thought it was beautiful.
Well, and even now,
the thing about it was back then. I mean, you didn't have. I mean, it's very much a game of keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, back then you didn't have. I mean, there weren't schools. Nobody was beautiful. I mean, Georgia Stadium was a big turd out in the middle of a damn cow field back then. So I mean, it's everybody's upgraded. In other words,
I'm just saying it looks like, and with them having the off-campus stadium, where the stadium's not. I don't know people that don't know this or not, but the stadium's not on campus. Okay, if you go to a lot of other schools, you can walk from the stadium and go to the science building or what the hell ever. Okay, for South Carolina, it's not like that. I mean, it's like 2 miles from campus or whatever the hell it is. And a while back, they used to have, within a stone's throw of it, you could hit the farmers market, the state fairgrounds, and literally the projects.
Well,
all right there in the mix.
I mean, if you walk behind South Carolina Stadium, you might not be able to go to the science building or the science department, but if you go out behind the dumpster, you might be able to find a place where someone did a science project. And in that project, they took a pipe and they put a chemical in it,
chemistry,
meth,
baby.
and then someone did the experiment of smoking it to see if it would get them high or not.
And you got to also remember.
And then they put it on a poster board.
Of course they did, but there are no white lines around the stadium because George Rogers sniffed them all up. They're all yellow lines.
Excuse me, white lions? Did you say
lions? White lines, sir. White lines.
Yeah.
But no, it's. They've done a lot, but look.
Right now, if you've seen George Rogers lately, it looked like the only white powder that he's ingesting is off some fucking Hostess donuts. Whew, that some bitch is 2 M&Ms away from holy shit.
I can say this because I live in Columbia, and there's no reason that Gamecock football team should not be at least 8-4 every single season.
Exactly, it's
if
legit.
Missouri can do it,
they have so much
if
resources.
fucking Kentucky can do it, and Kentucky doesn't give a fuck about football. They really don't. But if they can go up there and get a big potato and lead into 7 and 8 win seasons,
Kentucky pads that. Kentucky
pads
it with that
out of
damn
conference
non-conference schedule. With their Ball State, Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan.
That's one thing working against South Carolina is we generally don't wimp out on the non-conference. We always have Clemson and then somebody else.
And
normally Louisville's a shithole. So I mean, even when Louisville's not a shithole, Kentucky beats them.
By the way, it's a fucking. I'm laughing hysterically because it looks like Southern Cal's just stomping that Louisville ass. And a loss for Louisville is a win for America. Fuck Louisville.
Well, they're
There
not
you
any
go.
good. What's the score?
28-14 at the half.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
We're half
Rob,
100.
I
What?
got a question. I was looking at
I'm surprised they were able to win without Marshawn Lloyd till he quit. You know,
is that Jordan Ross that's committed to Tennessee? Is he related to Justin? Because I was looking at pictures of them.
I
They
don't
look
know.
exact.
They probably look
strikingly
exactly
similar.
the same.
he's a
I
white
think
boy,
he
isn't
might
he?
be.
Yeah. Wait, who's the water? What do you mean?
There's a
You
white
talking about
boy
Jordan?
named Ross that plays for Tennessee.
No,
So-
this is This is like somebody. It's like their top prospect. He's like the 11th best player in the nation. But I was looking at him. I was like, that motherfucker looks like Justin Ross. So I put the two pictures together, dude, and they look like if they're not brothers.
Ziggy,
Holy
stop it!
shit! Oh,
Hold
by the
on.
way, bro, that Ziggy tribute, Kale. I think I speak for everyone when I say we all appreciated that coming across our feed around the Christmas time.
Actually, my wife sent me that. That was on her phone, and I'm the one I saved it, downloaded. Those were actually pictures I didn't have on mine. But yeah, he's a good boy. Jerry Wells said, "Did you like Louisville under Howard Schnellenberger?" I did. I like the way he smoked on that pipe on the sidelines. I also like Miami under Howard Schnellenberger as well.
Well, I've got a quick
Yeah, if there
question,
was no
Kale.
Howard Schnellenberger, there is no the U. You know that, right?
I see the one that brought all the damn murderers and crackheads into the program.
No, that was Jimmy Johnson, but well, I don't know. He may have.
Yeah.
Well, Kale, I got a question for you. Actually, a two-parter. Will we expect to see you at any of the basketball games this year? I guess is my first one.
I'm gonna try. Who is we? Pronouns, pal.
As in the Carolina Jackpot family. I know you'd post
I'm
some
gonna
updates.
try to make it to a couple. I like basketball. I want to try to see when that Mizzou game is. I'd like to see that one because that's somebody I think they can beat. I'm
Okay.
gonna go to ones I think they can win. The last time I went was it was during the COVID 2021.
Mhm.
Early 2021, we went to a game and they played Ole Miss, and there was like 1,500 of us there, and she and I sat in the upper bowl and had the entire section.
1,500 in a
The year
20,000
before-
seat arena.
Yeah, the year before that, we went to the Tennessee game right before COVID hit, and we won that game by I think we won it by a point. And Tennessee had a really good team. That was a really good game.
Yeah.
Probably the last big win of Frank Martin's tenure there. You remember that year? That was the same year, I think, bro. He beat Virginia on the road. Do you remember that? And they were ranked like top 5, I think.
Yeah. Do you remember that year where we beat Kentucky in Columbia off that buzzer beater? Was that Frank Martin?
I remember the year you beat Kentucky and DeMarcus Cousins tried to fight the entire fucking arena on his way out.
Was that when John Wall was there?
Yeah, it was John and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, that was
and
2010.
I don't remember that. I gotta go
That
watch
was
the video.
Right,
of
that was at the end of the game, and he literally wanted to fight every fucking body.
God, that's a scary motherfucker.
That was
I wouldn't
2010.
want
I would not.
That was
would not
Devin
DeMarcus
Downey.
y'all ever seen that video of Brittany Griner swearing she could beat DeMarcus Cousins one-on-one?
DeMarcus Cousins would turn that lady straight. Let's just leave it at that. I don't mock much, but he would kill her. She would try that bullshit going up for rebounds and stuff. She ain't got enough weight. By the way, I don't talk much NBA stuff, but the fact that DeMarcus Cousins is not on an NBA team, the guy would average 20 and 10 right fucking now. And you got pussies out there that can't get a rebound. Somebody needs to sign DeMarcus Cousins quick because the guy can still play. So there's that.
Oh, here was my other question, by the way. Moving back onto football. Actually, it was a two-parter. Part one is just a statement on my end. I'm actually thinking about going to the Senior Bowl this year. Believe it or not, they're doing apparently if you go, you get free tickets to a concert. So I figured, why not? Tickets are only like $25. Go and see Rattler.
Who's in the concert?
Oh shit! Who was it? It was like a pretty much Red Hot Chili Peppers type of band. Nobody special. I think it's Counting Crows. If you've ever heard of them.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I know what the Counting Crows are, but I mean, if it was the Chili Peppers,
No, it's the
isn't
count.
Flea dead? You can't go see the Peppers without Flea.
But yeah, I'm thinking about going. Does Clemson have anybody going to the Senior Bowl this year, Rob?
I think I'm sure that
I think XT is going.
Xavier Thomas is going to go as like an 8th-year player. So yeah,
he's going to the Super Duper Senior Bowl. He's going to the Senior Citizen Bowl.
They'll wheel him out with
he's been Am I wrong to say his career's been a disappointment with the hype that he came in with?
Oh yeah,
disappointing career that guy is a. I mean, now watch him go out in the Kentucky game and have like 6 sacks or some shit. But up until now, he's had a shitty career at Clemson. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm a fat fuck. I admit that. But this motherfucker is at a place where they've got world-class chefs that give you all the food that you need. And he has someone that tells him, hey, don't be a fat fuck. We need you on the field. And the motherfucker still was a fat fuck. Can you imagine being that big of a failure?
Was he fat? I thought he was ripped.
Yeah. That's the season that he missed was because he was overweight, couldn't get in shape, and then got COVID.
Wow.
Because he ate his way out of the starting lineup. Now, being a fat guy, I'm fine with that. But
goddamn diet.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
That's what happened, though.
That's crazy. No, I completely agree with you. Now, the question is, who was the bigger bust, though, between him and Birch? I'd still give that to Birch, personally.
Well, I don't think that.
Because at least he got 8 years out of him.
Birch, but I don't think
Birch didn't do a whole lot at Oregon this year.
No.
But
really
Birch wasn't as hyped as. I don't think he was as hyped as he wasn't as hyped as Xavier Thomas was. I mean, everybody wanted Birch, but Xavier Thomas, they were talking about him being a life-changing prospect. They were talking about like there was conversations that he was better than Clowney. I'm serious. There were stuff out there about that. Nobody ever really.
In what barbershop? Where? Because I never.
There was all kinds of recruiting people that were writing that shit. I wasn't saying it. I'm just saying
he led South Carolina
was great.
For a while. That's why I've always hated the fuckers. Dude led on South Carolina, and then I'm just like fucking Butterfingers Williams, man. I hate players that do that.
He like visited South Carolina and was wearing South Carolina gear like 8 days before he committed to Clemson.
And then there was like pictures of him when he was a kid wrapped up in his South Carolina blanket and shit. I think that's where all the hatred for him came from. I was watching some old highlights the other night on YouTube of Clowney and just how dominant he was. That like, I was at that 2010 or 2011 game at Georgia. Rob, you remember that, bro? When Aaron Murray dropped back to pass and Clowney just kind of like grabbed him like a fucking rag doll and swung. And this was like his second or third game.
I remember that game
where he jumped over
like
the running back.
And he fumbled the ball, and Melvin Ingram picked it up and ran in for a touchdown.
I remember the play where, and I've interviewed who was your defensive coordinator? Ellis Johnson about this too. Yep. He said on that play, if you go back and watch it, Clowney completely just blitzed the line and ran past him and was like 8 yards down the field and then turned around and sprinted back and got him and caused the fumble. Yeah. So he didn't know what the fuck he was. He just used his God-given talent to just completely blow up that Georgia offensive line.
He ran 8 yards past him. He knew how to harness his energy.
Right. He didn't understand the playbook, but I mean, the idea was, look, you're going to kill the quarterback, and he over-pursued the quarterback and then still got back and made the play. That is the one, like everybody talks about, the big hit against Michigan. That wasn't as impressive to me as that play with Georgia.
Because it happened in a bowl game.
That one
where games don't matter.
Right. Bowl games don't matter. Exactly.
Where he jumps over the running back.
Right.
And gets a strip sack on Murray. That's probably my favorite play. But
that play.
He abused that guy over the years.
Oh, Aaron Murray. Yeah, Aaron Murray was he abused kind of Taj Boyd over the years too.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he have like a 4-sack game on Boyd?
Yeah, he was his bitch.
Oh, I was going to ask Rob. I'll go ahead and ask you, Kale. Have Can you remember very many players who were so dominant so early on as Clowney was, just across any
No,
team? I can't either. I really can't.
no.
You
Now
know,
maybe some.
granted,
Usually it seem like those kind of players that are dominant like that when they're
later
fresh, it
on.
seem like they're on offense, not on defense.
Yeah, the defensive ones usually, like your Will Andersons or somebody, they usually come on around junior year.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
got to
but
get some strength up about themselves. But no, he was a grown ass man. I remember I was at his first game. We played him East Carolina and Charlotte in 2011, and me and Jackpot Jr. were sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, look, buddy!" I'm like, "Look! There he is! There he is! There he is!" Just hyped, because he was hyped coming from South Point High School,
hmm
and I was like, "There's the clown, man." Yeah. Fireval says, "Kale, do you remember Demetrius Summers, biggest bust in South Carolina history?"
He
Are
was an
you
we
must
gonna
not heard
abysmal.
act like
Shaq Rowland
are we gonna act like Connor Mitch just
or
didn't
Shaq
exist?
Rowland.
Oh no,
Jack
Demetrius
Rowland
Summers.
actually done some stuff though. I mean,
Yeah,
Nah,
Shaq Rowland made some plays. Demetrius
he had a
Summers
good
also
season.
made plays too. I mean, he didn't he lead the Gamecocks in rushing one year, if I remember correctly. I mean, he was a good running back.
he was there before Brian Maddox,
2003.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a
Huh?
good player. Good player.
I'll tell you, I
So,
never forget Brian Maddox. There's a play, he freaking jumps
When he
over and like Sparta kicks an Auburn player right in the top of his damn helmet.
yeah.
But what I was
was
gonna say
was
is,
he the one, Rob? Was he the one that fumbled when he was going in for a touchdown against Georgia? Was that Andrew Pinnock? Who?
I think it was Pennick.
Yeah.
Rob, I was gonna ask, I asked Kale, can you remember any players who were as dominant as Clowney was, like right off the offset? Coming into college.
Well, I mean, from the rip.
Yeah, right from the rip.
Trevor Lawrence, maybe.
I mean, you'd have to throw Lawrence into the conversation. He won a
I'd hate
national
to-
title
I
as a
hate to
freshman.
say
So,
that, but
That's
no, I mean,
fair.
you can
True.
make that argument. You could also make an argument for Travis Etienne because he went for over 1,000 yards his freshman year.
Did he?
1,000 total yards. Yes, I mean that's pretty dominant coming straight from high school. I'm trying to remember.
Quinshon Junkins. More recently,
Stephon Gilmore was a lockdown corner his freshman year. People forget that. His freshman year they tried him and then they learned, and then they
People forget
fucking
how good Chris
steamed
Culliver
away
used to
from
be
him.
too.
Yeah, Culliver was great too, but they with Gilmore after his freshman season, they didn't even throw to his side of the field. That's the ultimate sign of respect. We're not even going to fucking try you. We're just going to go to the other side. So
The dude
there's
won
that.
the defensive MVP, so it's probably well justified.
Yeah, I mean he's a great player, but Clowney had more, in my opinion. Once he learned the playbook and what he was supposed to do, I mean, as far as God-given talent, I think he's the best player to ever play at South Carolina. As far as
I'll
just
never forget one of the
talent.
loudest moments I've heard in Williams-Brice. It was versus Tennessee, Lattimore's last game. If you
Yeah.
remember, Clowney hadn't done much, but Tennessee had gotten down into position to score. Fucking rips straight through a double team off the edge, strip sack, recovers the fumble, and dude, water was shaking in the cups, man. It was absolutely electric.
He made some great plays, but as far as being that dominant of a player, I mean, for South Carolina, I think that's pretty much it. To be honest with you, I mean, he was a great player. Just great. And to think he had microfracture surgery too. Imagine that guy. I mean, he was a running back in high school for something.
Dude, imagine attack. He's bigger than Derrick Henry.
Fireball says Reggie White. Rob, have either of you watched the 30 for 30 on him?
I did.
I started it.
Yeah, it's worth your time. I mean, I grew up as a Packers fan, so I mean, I remember Reggie White and how great he was, but he also was that guy that
he made a name for himself at Philly, though.
He did, but he also was that guy that.
You remember when he wrestled? You remember when he wrestled in Slamboree '97?
Yeah, I do.
The
Who was
WWE.
who was his tag team partner?
His tag team partner was the guy that with him for the Panthers.
Kevin Green.
Kevin Green, yeah.
He
Who was
died, didn't he?
yep, who was best friends with friend of the show, Levon Kirkland. He said that Kevin Green was just the greatest thing ever, and Levon said that he got to fly on Hogan's airplane because of his relationship with Kevin Green. So it was him on an airplane with Kevin Green and Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan. Imagine that.
Mongo McMichaels, he was a crazy motherfucker. Is he?
Yeah, he
did
was.
he pass away?
I don't think he's passed away yet, but I mean he's right
He's
there.
really. He had what like did he have Lou Gehrig's disease or something?
I believe so. Beth with a
That's
good
bad.
point. Herschel Walker was an awesome freshman. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Can't really.
Was Johnny Football? Did he do all that stuff as a true freshman, or was he?
Yeah, wasn't he the first freshman to win the Heisman? As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You're
Was
right.
he a true freshman?
Now that I don't know.
I
But
know when Winston, when he did his thing, he was a freshman, but I think he was a red shirt.
yeah, you're talking about when he. Well, his national championship.
That was
I think
back
it was
before
a
he
little,
was stealing crab legs.
and jumping on tables and screaming.
Kicking Clemson's ass.
I got to take care of a couple things here really quick. First of all, the Callaway's Bull Pick'em Challenge. I will have the leaderboard up before New Year's Day.
Somebody asked me about that, and I said I'll ask Rob, and then I ask Rob.
I just we have to thank Callaway's for supporting the show, but I have just been. I mean, it's just been the shits right now with.
Well, I know it's not me because
Christmas
mine have
season.
been the absolute shits. The past couple of days, I just started getting some right.
I've got
I think 0 for 10.
I think I think mine's pretty good. I haven't really. I mean, I know I filled mine out, and I don't know how good it's going to be. I mean, I got to look at everybody's, and I'll have some standings up before New Year's Day. That way, you'll have an idea of who's in the mix before the New Year's 6 games.
Jerry Wells says the great Muda.
Yeah, there's that too.
Do you remember the great Muda's father, the great Kabuki?
Correct. Yeah, the great Kabuki-ish.
Remember Kabuki? He had the green mist, the red mist, but if he hit you with that green mist, I remember he had a feud back when I was a little kid, man. I was like 7, 8 years old with the Boogie Woogie man Jimmy Valiant, and he hit Jimmy with that green mist, man. And the next week they had like a vignette, and Jimmy was like on some on the street corner in New York City, just like sitting on the sidewalk, rocking back and forth with the patches over his eyes. You know, he can't see and everything, Daddy, because the great Kabuki done blinded me. And
I think I remember, like, was it Muda?
That's when the Raging Bull came to his aid.
Was it Muda or Kabuki that got Flair with the mist, and like Flair's hair was Flair's hair was so blonde, just the contrast of the mist and his hair. I mean, it looked like he was dying, and Flair sold the shit out of it too.
It was Muda. You remember Surfer Sting back in the late '80s or early '90s? Yeah. And then
I love Surfer Sting.
You did when he wrestled Muda and he wrestled and he was feuding there with Lex Luger for a while. I mean, was I the only one that I kind of liked the heels? I mean, was I like the only one that really wanted to? I wanted to see like Terry Funk beat the shit out of Ric Flair and make him say I quit. But it didn't happen. And I also wanted to see Lex Luger throw Surfer Sting up in that torture rack because I don't know why. Fuck him.
Yeah, that's exactly. Fuck him, put him in the torture rack. And by the way, I wanted Andre the Giant to beat Hulk Hogan. And I wanted Bobby Heenan to be standing over Hogan saying, "I told you, you worthless sack." I mean, that's what I wanted. Can you imagine Bobby Heenan if they had won?
Him into a bad guy. You remember they were on the Piper's Pit, and he reaches out to Hogan, and he's ripped his gold chain off, and he doesn't say a word. He just walks off, and Hogan's sitting there. He said, cut his chest. He's bleeding. He's like, "Brother, what are you doing, brother?" and Piper's like, are you all right, man? Are you all right? And he's like, brother, Andre, like, you're my brother, man. What are you doing, brother?
Yeah, what a mess.
The
What
thing
about
before,
do you remember this one? What about when the supposedly it was like the biggest match ever in WCW history? You remember when Hogan wrestled Sting at the Starrcade '97? Rob, wait, he fucking. I watched that pay per view. I spent like $29.95 of my hard earned money from my job as a co-manager at Winn Dixie to rent that damn pay per view, and I'm like, he's fucking beat him. I mean, Hogan, he fucking pinned him.
Bischoff said it was because he didn't have a tan.
Yeah. Oh, it was a fast count. I'm like, because Bret Hart came out to restart the match because it was a fast count. Like, it wasn't a fast count. I mean, he pinned him 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was the shit.
Yeah, it was horrible.
The other piece of business too is that if there's enough interest, I might do a live stream for the Clemson game on Friday. So I'm going to be working, but I can set it up here and do the live stream. We can have some instant reaction. I might do that if some people are going to be around. So I don't know.
Awesome idea.
I don't know. I don't know. Jackpot's, if you're always welcome, Jackpot. I don't know if you were working or whatever, but I might do that because I'll have it set up over here, and I'll be watching the game on this monitor, and then I can have the stream going over here, and
yeah.
I might do that.
Fireball!
Hey, but you got to.
Were y'all watching the night Owen Hart fell? No,
yes.
I wasn't, because that wasn't like a good pay per view from what I remember.
I was watching. I'm sorry.
The main event that night was like Austin versus the Undertaker, like which we'd seen like a bunch of times. I didn't rent that one, but I remember after it happened, I heard it on the news. Holy shit, you got to be fucking kidding me! And then like so many people were so critical of Vince for continuing that pay per view. They're like, he's a bastard for continuing that show after he knew that. Well, first, I mean, they didn't know that Owen had died until like an hour later. And then, like, I mean, what was Vince supposed to do? I mean, there's like no precedence. I mean, he didn't know what, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
I mean, he wouldn't have, I mean, it's like, what the fuck do you do? I mean, I don't know.
So we were watching it. I was stationed in Iowa at the time on the Coast Guard cutter Scioto. And we all got together and pooled the money to rent the pay-per-view, and we're watching it, and it's like, what the fuck happened? So, yeah, I mean, we were all watching. That was some hell that night. And watching it live, it was literally like, holy shit. So,
the best pay-per-view I ever watched that I went in with my friends and rented was me and my friend Matthew Harris, who is Map Man on the Rise Guys 93.3 The Planet up here in the Upstate. I don't know if Rob's ever heard of them or not, but and another friend of mine, and we're at this house that they rented, and we pooled our money together. We watched the King of the Ring 1998, and if you remember, that was when Undertaker just took Mick Foley and just kind of threw him off the top of the cell. I looked at Matt. And I'm like,
flying lessons.
Holy fucking shit! I'm like, you didn't see that? I'm like, he's dead, dude. Damn.
He's fucking dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he climbs back up there. Then he gets choke slammed through the damn thing again. It was great.
Well,
I'm gonna be. I think I might do a live stream for the Kentucky game.
Are you gonna call in? You gotta.
I'll put all that in. I'll do all that.
If Clemson starts going down,
if Clemson starts going down, it's going to be great. But it'll be a great stream. But it's going to be a fucking boring ass game anyway. But yeah. I don't know what Jackpot's work schedule is that day, but I might do a live stream because I'm going to be anyway.
Hey, you think they'll roll out Vecina for most of the game?
Fuck. At this juncture, they may fucking call you. You've got some eligibility left.
Yeah,
why not?
I'll go kick for him, dude. How the hell did that kicker make a All-American list. That Brady gun jerk off who couldn't hit a field goal to save his life.
Because
Made an
he's
All-American list for what?
because he's the
Sucking?
best kickoff specialist. I mean, he only had like one of his kickoffs returned
Oh, so it
on
was
the
just like
season. That's
pure
why. It
placement.
wasn't for
And
his field
that could
goal.
also be because you're kicking to a bunch of jerk offs who can't run the ball back.
Well, I mean, that's fair, but a lot of them he kicked out of the end zone. I mean, he kicked, I think it was
I
like
guess that's fair.
86% of them out of the end zone.
So he could nail it through the end zone. He just couldn't put it through the damn uprights.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't kick
Well,
it
he
where
can't kick off. He can't kick off the ground. Is the problem with his field goal kicking?
Look, that guy, like, you know,
Kicking off a tee
and
for the
not
kickoff.
well, it's fucking stupid because if he would have made his kicks against Duke, Clemson probably would have won that game. But you know, you want
Yeah,
one
but he
hand.
can hit a 70-yarder in practice, Rob.
Well, that he's the Joe Milton of kickers. Great, he can kick it that far, but fucking he can't get it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, moving
No.
on.
Lisa wants to know what does Rob have. Rob has SEC bias. She wants to know what kind of work you do. He
I
hands
can
out.
tell her.
He hands out wet wipes at the Shake Shack.
I thought, Eric, is it wet wipes at the Shake Shack, or is he one of the chemists at behind Williams-Brice Stadium on game days?
Y'all are both close.
It could be both.
I actually, I go.
Do you
around
hand
and
out
I just-
McDonald's hand puppets? Is that what you do?
I recycle old beer cans and go collect like $2 at the end of the day to keep the heat going. But moving on, I was gonna ask y'all.
So you're not going to tell us what you do? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you're
actually want to know? I thought we were just.
She wanted to know. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, right now I do like private soccer training. So we train up like club kids for ECNL teams and stuff. Basically, kids who are like, you know, taking soccer serious. I'll train them. But yeah, that's not that interesting of an answer.
Big Money Ross says, in the Navy, yes, you can sail the 7 seas. In the Navy, you can put your mind at ease. In the Navy, come on, people, fall and make a stand of the Navy. In the Navy, can't you see what we need in your hand? My friends tell me I went into the Coast Guard because I was afraid of drowning, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all, what do y'all think of our basketball teams this year?
So I read the bracketology. The first bracketology that was released had Clemson as a 3 seed and South Carolina as an 11 seed. Now I know it's not even fucking January yet. Clemson went and lost that game at Memphis. I think Memphis is going to be a team that's in the tournament anyway.
They're going to be in the Final Four.
No, I didn't say that. Now let me make sure that we're on the same page.
I wasn't being
apologist here.
They still have Jason Kidd?
No, it's Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway is the coach.
Yeah, but no, I think that Clemson's got with Scheffler and PJ Hall, and then the kid that transferred in from Syracuse, they've got a nice trio.
That center y'all got, that white guy, he gets boards after boards, man.
Yeah, he'd slap his mama for a rebound, and then PJ Hall's playing really good.
When you say that white guy, you got to specify you're talking about Clemson. They ain't got no black guys on their team.
Yeah, they
got one.
That's fair. Yeah, that Tyson, right? Hunter Tyson.
Hunter
Tyson was not black.
No.
What's his name? Higgins? No. What's his name? Rob?
PJ Hall's a white kid.
Wiggins.
PJ Hall's a white guy. He's from
Chauncey Wiggins is the black dude.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not being like racist or nothing, but you normally, you got a lot of black dudes play basketball and they're good at it.
I think Clemson will make the tournament, and South Carolina, you got to give Lamont Paris credit because he was 6-6 in his non-con schedule last year. He's 11-1. He's 11-1 this year. Only loss was on the road at Clemson in a game that they could have won.
A very close game.
They looked really, really good in it too.
I don't even think you heard. I ended up going to that.
Only thing about them is I'm worried about this second. Ever since that East Carolina game, after the Clemson game, when I kind of, it was a back and forth game, and we were able to win it. We ain't looked that good. 4-point win against a Charleston Southern team that had fired their damn coach the week before, and and had won like 3 games. He struggled with Winthrop. I don't know. They didn't look that great.
Well, I want to see how I think Kentucky is about to play, or somebody's about to play Charleston Southern. North Carolina is about to play Charleston Southern.
They about to beat them by 50.
Yeah, I want to see how North Carolina handles them. That'll kind of give me a better judge on what I think our program is. But, I thought they looked good at that Carolina game, at the Clemson Carolina game. It's just, and somebody other than Mechie has to step up. We got to have a game where Mechie
it was the Home Depot jerseys is what done it.
Could have been the home and the hard hats. But in all seriousness, though, it seems like one or the other steps up for us, not both.
Well, now Michi didn't play Friday night against Elon, and we beat them by like 30. So
I didn't even catch that game on the versus Elon.
Did you even know that it happened?
No, to be quite honest with you.
No. Elon is the Phoenix. If anybody remembers, if they're old enough, Elon used to be called the Fighting Christians.
Fighting Christians.
Can't have that
I don't know why they changed that, but
All right, can we do this before we get out of here, Jackpot? First of all, we got to thank Callaway's for the Bull Pick'em Challenge. Also, Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. Can you tell us a story, and then we'll get quick picks for these bowl games, just who we think's going to win. Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, read away.
All right. Sucks to be a Gamecock. Tonight we will have Gamecock fans who will belittle the Clemson bowl game. Of course we do, because bowl games don't matter, right? When they are nowhere near a bowl. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. Shane Beamer's the SEC cuck. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport.
Oh, I got to go to the potty real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, well, I'm going to go over a quick scoreboard update. Southern Cal's beating Louisville 35-21 in the third quarter. Oklahoma State's winning 24-6 over A&M. That game's almost to the half. Oklahoma State is their running back Gordon's they're riding him 15 carries, 60 yards.
Have they hired a new coach yet at Texas A&M?
Yeah, they hired Elko.
Oh yeah. No, I completely spaced. That was a while ago. I don't know how I forgot that. Mike Elko.
All right, so we're gonna run through these games really quick here, and Jackpot will catch up with us.
Yeah. Also, Callaway's, great people, great food. If you're in Columbia, go give them a shout, man. Great beer too.
It's a great place because it's just it's a locally owned place, man. You go in and you have a beer with the guy that owns it. It's pretty cool.
Plenty of parking too.
All right, so here we go. Jackpot will come back in a second. SMU and Boston College tomorrow in the Fenway Bowl. Ugh. I'm taking. Boston College doesn't even have to damn leave campus. Basically, I mean, shit. But SMU's a 10-point favorite. I think Boston College will cover the 10. What do you think?
I think SMU will cover that. I mean, I don't see Boston College, but SMU's got a really good offense, bro. I mean, they do, and you got to think they don't have a lot of opt-outs and all this bullshit. So,
yeah. Next game is Rutgers and Miami in the Pinstripe Bowl. So we got a game at Fenway Park and then a game at Yankee Stadium tomorrow. Neither one of the baseball teams can play in the fall there, but they'll have a football game there. So
Rutgers, fuck Miami.
Yeah, give me the Scarlet Knights, baby.
I mean, they're just tough. They're just tougher. And
they
got a running back that nobody really talks about that is really, really good named Kyle Manungai.
Yeah.
Did you see him
I mean, he's going for well over 1,000 yards this year. I think he's going to blister that Miami defense. So, yeah, give me Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, give me the Scarlet Knights.
Thank you for the super chat, sir. He says a hospital gown covers more than
Isn't Rutgers in? Are they in New Jersey, right? Or
Yeah, they're in the State University of New Jersey.
Yeah, that's a proxy home game too, with that game being up in New York.
Kinda, yeah.
So tomorrow night's games, you have two games where top 25 teams will play each other. So in theory, both of them are less than 3-point lines. The first one is NC State with and Kansas State in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. That's at 5:45. I think that Dave Doran is like he's got them jacked. I think they'll win that game. I'm not very impressed.
Will Howard quit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think NC State will win that game.
And then Arizona and Oklahoma, 14 versus 12 in the Alamo Bowl.
Give me Skeletor.
Yeah, Skeletor for the win. Even though Gabriel's out, they're still they'll figure out enough against Arizona, in my opinion.
Well,
I think Arizona. This is another one of those classic cases of who wants to be there more.
Does Arizona's quarterback's that guy who's committed to Florida, right?
No, that was Arizona State.
Okay.
Arizona State. Yeah, you got your
talking about Rayola.
No, isn't it like Jaden Rashada or something?
Rashada. All right. Next one is I think we both had Clemson and Kentucky. I picked Clemson to win by a field goal and take the under there if you're going to bet.
Yeah, 44 is a lot for that game.
I don't see that happening.
Well, I think they could play twice and not score that much.
Yeah,
you know what? You normally say a bunch of dumb shit about Clemson football. That may be the best statement you've had all season about Clemson, right there.
Well, turn me upside down and paint me blue.
I know, right? It only took you fucking 15 weeks of a season to get one thing about Clemson football correct, but jackpot gets there. Oregon State and Notre Dame and the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Oh, God.
Give me the beef.
Yeah, I'm going to take the beef, too, because Hartman sucks in bowl games.
Yep, and
is
that running back going to be playing?
If he's playing, I don't think Esteme's playing either, and Hartman's not playing, but I'll take Oregon State anyway.
Esteme's not playing, and neither is Hartman.
Yeah, probably not.
Ukulele's not playing.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Notre Dame because they coached our kicker. Give me the beef by 30.
Hey, you didn't fuck the beef? Really, jackpot? Okay.
I said Oregon State. Well, I mean.
Okay. I thought you said fuck Oregon State.
Not playing. That's bullshit.
Well, so y'all said that running back's not playing for the beef?
Esteme's not playing for Notre Dame.
Oh, well then, yeah, give me the beef all day. They got like a
Memphis and Iowa State. Ugh, two shitholes here. I'll take Memphis though in the Liberty Bowl because it's basically a home game.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, give me
Matt Campbell's the classic underachiever too.
Yeah.
Fireball says, why did Joe Milton opt out? He fucking
for the
sucks.
Senior Bowl.
He's not an NFL quarterback. Now, yeah, here's my thing. Why are all Tennessee fans? Why y'all shit on him for?
Yeah, I mean the guy literally was like he came out.
He went 10-4 as a starter.
He could have transferred years ago too. To be fair, when they got replaced
if you count the Tennessee, the Clemson game, and you count the Vandy game after Hendon Hooker got hurt, he was 10-4 as a starter over the last 2 years.
Shit, I'd take that. Give me that.
Okay, that's 75%.
Yeah, give me that. I'm fine with that, man. You can opt out for the shitty bowl game. I don't give a damn. Give me that.
I think that I don't know why Tennessee fans don't like him very much, but we shall see.
I'll say they just have a mindset that there's are already Ohio State or Alabama,
and they're not.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right. The next game should be interesting. It's Missouri and Ohio State, and Jackpot's talked about which team wants to be there. And if it was just on paper, Ohio State's got a better roster. People will say that Ryan Day is a better coach than the Dork, but
Marvin Harrison Jr. is sitting out.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is sitting out. You know who's not sitting out is Corey Schrader, who led the SEC in rushing. Luther Burden's supposed to play.
Cody Schrader.
Yeah, Cody Schrader. I don't know why I'm thinking Corey. Sorry. Cody Schrader is going to play. Brady Cook is going to play. Now, Missouri's back end of their defense, all those guys are not. So that's what I would be hardcore Mizzou if those guys were playing. In fact, I think they would probably beat the holy fuck out of Ohio State. But I think that game is going to be a really, really good game with the Cotton Bowl. I'm gonna take Mizzou and the points there. You know.
Yeah, I think they go and stand on business, man. I think
Can you imagine the dork if they win?
oh my God,
Oh my
he's gonna
God.
Yeah, he's
it's
gonna be
gonna be
unsufferable.
pure
He's already
TV
unsufferable.
gold, man.
He will literally he may take that Cotton Bowl trophy with him and just talk about, hey, look at us. We won a New Year's Six bowl. Did Florida win a New Year? Oh, Florida didn't play. Did Arkansas didn't win one either? Oh, imagine that. He's
Yeah, I can
that kind of guy. He would do
because
that.
even if Missouri wins, they're still not gonna get the respect that they probably deserve on the national landscape.
I mean, they're 10-2 on the year. They're one of the teams that made Georgia sweat this year, and they lost on the road at Georgia in a close game.
Who else made
And they
Georgia
lost
sweat?
to the Heisman
Gamecocks.
Trophy quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gamecocks made him sweat, man.
that's true too. But I mean, they
Winning
I
at
don't know
halftime,
better,
baby.
Big Barney Ross with that's a great quote. If you order Mike Leach off a Wish, you get Eli Drinkowitz. Very good.
Fireball
Shane
said,
Beamer.
who did Joe Milton ever beat? Where he beat Clemson, won two national championships since 2016, and that.
Yeah,
I'd say so. Yeah, he was also a part of the Alabama winning team. If you want to get technical, so he did beat Alabama as well.
Then let's go to December 30th on Saturday. You got Ole Piss and Penn State. Penn State's a 4.5-point favorite. I will take Ole Piss.
I think that'll be a really good game. I'm gonna take Ole Piss to cover. I'm taking Penn State for the W.
I'm taking the over. It's only 48.5. Give me the over.
I don't know about that. Penn State can't score, and they got a really good defense too. So
Auburn and Maryland.
If Ole Miss had their boy Juice Wells playing, then you'd easily take over.
Well, Juice Wells is going to be the best wide receiver 3 in the country next year.
I think down the line someone is going to sue, and we're going to have it where, like, at the end of the regular season, if you want to transfer out to another team,
you got to pay back
you can.
NIL.
You can pay you pay back your NIL. I think eventually that's going to happen.
Well, I've always said
you can start from Missouri or who the fuck ever at the end of the year if you want.
I've always said if you transfer out, you should have to pay every bit of tuition money that you got in scholarship.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying this because I hope it happens. I don't. I really don't. I swear. I don't think he's ever going to be the same. Broken foot, turf toe, all fucked up. I don't think he's going to be the same.
You missed where he bruised his vagina as well.
Yeah,
too. That can put another hitch in your step.
He's got a chafed cervix, cervix.
From what I understand, I can't speak to that about my vagina. It's never been bruised or torn.
Exactly. Jay, I will update the standings before Saturday. I'll have those up and on the website. I'll post them on the Facebook page. Just been insane right now. All right, the last look at these bowl games. Auburn and Maryland. I'm gonna take Auburn.
Who gives a fuck?
Auburn.
Yeah. Georgia and Florida State. Now the line is up to 19 points.
The we don't want to be here bowl.
Florida State has, I think, 21 players have opted out or some nonsense.
Yeah, or transferred. I know Rodemaker just transferred, so they're gonna have to play that scrub who played that last week of the year.
I talked about this in a video I did yesterday, and so in 1991, is actually the Miami Hurricanes team is actually the team that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson played on.
Yep.
Miami had lost a game. They lost I think it was Florida State, because they had went in ranked number 1, were ranked number 1 all year. They lost this game, and back then, you didn't play for the national championship if you're losing games. So they were out of it. It might have been 1990, that year that they had that fucked up thing with Georgia Tech and whoever else shared the national championship with them. I'm not sure. But Miami had got relegated to the Cotton Bowl, and it's on that Miami 30 for 30, the first documentary. Well, they played Texas, and they said, well, So we just decided we was going to go out there and just beat the fuck out of Texas. And that's exactly what they did. They won like 59-3. If you've watched that, I mean they put like 28 points up before the end of the first quarter. They had this wide receiver named Randall Hill who scores a touchdown. He runs up the tunnel in the Cotton Bowl and he comes back out firing the Mach 6 shooter pistols. That's what teams that got fucked in their mind in these bowl games back in the day used to do. They just went out there against an
Beat the hell out
inferior
of the team.
opponent and beat the shit out of them.
Yep.
What's a team like Florida State who got slighted do? What do they do? Let's fucking quit.
No, you're exactly right, Gail. Actually, I haven't thought about that.
In 30 years' time, we're talking about 32 years' time, we've society has gone from that to just a taffy puddle of goo.
No, that's a perfect analysis.
It's going to be interesting to see. Kirby Smart may lay the hammer to them. I mean, if I were Smart, I would lay the hammer.
To be fair, I don't think Florida State has the team to go out and be scoring touchdowns and firing the 6 shooters off against Georgia, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think defensively, Florida State is pretty good. They've got guys that are going to play on Sunday on the defensive side of the ball, but they're not going to score any fucking points.
No. Well, the thing is, they've got guys like that. They're just not going to fucking play. I mean, if Jared Verse or players like that play, I think they
what
can
about
honestly
that kid?
give Georgia
what about
a run
the kid
for their money.
Clean Klubnik's clock, Kalen DeLoach? Did he quit too, or?
Yeah, I think he's one of the guys that's out too. Yeah.
Of course.
Then the final game on the CW, Toledo and Wyoming. Who gives a fuck?
What?
The final game. Yeah, that's. So Georgia and Florida State.
Watch it 7.
I think here's what I think. That game will draw a better rating than Georgia Florida State because that game of Georgia and Florida State will be over before the kickoff of the other game.
That game couldn't draw flies if you spread shit on it.
Maybe. I don't know. All right, and then on January 1st, let's pick these and get out of here, Jackpot. Wisconsin and LSU. I've got LSU winning big.
What bowl is that?
That's the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels, I guess he quit. Is he not playing?
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. LSU's a 10-point favorite.
Go Tigers.
I think they'll win.
Liberty and Oregon. Oregon's a 16.5-point favorite. Jamie Chadwell up there.
Is Bo Nix playing?
That's one there that I think could be a sneaky decent thing. If Bo Nix opt out?
Let me see if he's playing.
I don't know if he's playing or not. Am I?
No, I think Bo Nix is playing. Yeah, Bo Nix plans to play in the Fiesta Bowl.
Okay, then I think Oregon will win.
Yeah, Oregon rolls.
Are they going to cover the 16.5? I don't think they cover
16.5. Does Liberty have a good defense? I really haven't watched any of them.
No.
Liberty's the shits, but still. They do have that
running back. Quarterback, Caden Salter, I think is his name.
The running back Cooley's run for like 1,300 yards on the season. So, I mean, that's
Kool-Aid.
Well, one thing about Oregon is they will let up some fucking points. They did that in every game they played. So I don't think Liberty will have any trouble scoring. It'll just be about slowing down.
I think Oregon will probably win 50-something to 20-something.
Yeah. All right, Iowa and Tennessee.
I think Tennessee's going to have a hard time scoring this game. They're going to bring that freshman in there against Iowa.
That's a tough first start.
It's going to have a tough time for him. So,
yeah,
I think Iowa covers. I think Tennessee wins like 7-3.
Fair enough. Alabama and Michigan. Michigan's a 1.5-point favorite. I'm going to roll with Nick Saban because he's had 2 weeks to prepare at least.
I'm going to roll with Jim Harbaugh because I secretly think he's still cheating.
Okay. And then finally, Texas and Washington. Washington is a 4-point underdog. I'm taking Washington to win.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna take Texas. They just really looked impressive to me toward the end of this year. I mean, what they did in that ECC or Big 12 championship game, I don't know. I like Texas. Like them a lot.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. Well, we've had fun tonight. Iowa played 2 ranked teams, lost like 49 another between the two. Way to go,
Well,
Chris.
I mean, the thing about it is both those ranked teams were better than Tennessee. So
Hold on. I tweeted this out earlier. We'll leave the show with this because I mean it makes sense. Someone, I can't remember who tweeted it out, but I retweeted it. And it was, let's see here. What did I retweet? Let's see. This guy Jordan Moore tweeted out, Iowa has a legit defense. National ranking of the offenses Iowa's faced in the 2023 regular season. 27th, 87th, 80th, 62, 128th, 71st, 125th, 76th, 124th, 123rd, 62, 117th, 70th. And then he's like, Tennessee's offense is ranked 16th or, rates at 16. So under this logic, Tennessee has no excuses, right? They should blow them the fuck out, right? By that math, right? So there's that.
Like I said, I think that's going to be a tough game for him to make his first start. I don't think Iowa's going to have many opt-outs. And that's just anybody who's trying to say Iowa doesn't have a tough defense just has a low football IQ, for being honest.
Yeah.
But y'all take care.
Fireball says, I think we will win 24-10 versus Iowa. When I was a senior in high school, I thought my prom date should have blonde hair, big tits, and a hairy bush. But the morning after prom, I woke up beside a guy with a mustache named Chip.
Yeah.
What the hell, Cal? Well, I think Tennessee will be. I think. You know what? I'm just gonna end it on that. Y'all take care.
Appreciate it. You guys have a great week. We'll see you later.
Into that.
All right, Jackpot. All right, bud. Good show, man.